Hey-ho, everybody. Sorry I'm tardy to the party. We're at T-minus 37 seconds and counting. I don't know what happened. I plugged in the stream key and the URL and Rumble was like, nay. I don't know if another streamer took my stream key or what have you since I uploaded the my placeholder, but I had to make a whole new video. So here we are on a different video. Go ahead and muster up where you're from, what you're munching on. We'll get to the roll call here after we have taken off, lifted off in about 7 seconds. Let's turn the volume up.
5, 4,
watch this boomstick fly.
2, 1, ignition, and liftoff of Starlink 435. Go Falcon 9.
Beautiful. Nice blue sky with the clouds and the fire. It's awesome.
Stage 1, chamber pressures are nominal.
Lick them clouds, boomstick. Get it before the weather turns. Awesome.
And with that successful liftoff of our Starlink satellites on our Falcon 9 vehicle,
Power and telemetry nominal.
And just like
from
that,
Space Launch Complex 40, lifting off at 7:32 p.m. Eastern Time.
just like that, the other side, the top part of the clouds are nice and white because the sun's still reflecting off the upper parts of the atmosphere, apparently. Floridians, let us know how the weather is. So, yeah, again, I apologize for being late, but here we are. SpaceX didn't scrub, so that's a good thing. I want to thank Rumble for hosting us. So max Q you see at the bottom of your screen there, that's maximum aerodynamic pressure. That's when the speed of the rocket meets the density of the atmosphere and creates the most pressure, so they throttle back a bit so the rocket doesn't explode. We're carrying 52, well, I'm not carrying anything, but the rocket's carrying 52 Starlink satellites to the fourth orbital shell. This is the fourth mission for this Falcon booster, and they're going to land it on A Shortfall of Gravitas, bobbing on the Atlantic. Of course, they launched from Slick 40, as he said, which is Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, Florida. Watch that plume spread apart as the atmosphere thins. Coming up on main engine cutoff, that's MECO at the bottom of your screen there. They'll shut down those 9 sea level Merlin engines, and then they'll stage separate because this is a 2-stage rocket. And the upper second stage there will light its single Merlin vacuum engine, or MVAC. What you're seeing there is, or what you saw there, was inside the bell of that Merlin vacuum engine. They should switch back to it. There we go. That's the Merlin vacuum engine on the right-hand side. They should light that up and continue on their journey to orbit. Beautiful. Inside the fairing halves there's the 52 Starlink satellite. There go the fairing halves. Those are worth $3 million for each half, so they like to reuse those. They have chutes bras, so they re-enter the atmosphere. And if you look for it, it might be kind of hard to find these days, but a couple years ago, SpaceX released footage taken from the point of view of those fairings as they re-entered the atmosphere, and you could still like the plasma build up, and it was pretty cool, like the trail of plasma. Ooh, ground tracking, I like it. Pretty impressive they were even able to capture that. But yeah, so they actually shared an onboard cam footage of those fairings re-entering and under parachutes, and that was back during the days when they were still trying to catch them in those boat nets. They don't do that anymore. Now they just scoop them out of the water. That's so sweet, brah. I like it. Aliens are invading. Look at all them UFOs. Now we know what those are. Those aren't UFOs. Those are identified. All right, I think that was enough time for the roll call there. So let's see who we got. Locals members who are on the locals chat. We got San Francisco Jeff, SF Jeff. Storm heading towards Florida. Artemis rolling back to the SLS, rolling back to the barn. I haven't even looked into that yet. Paul Angel, good to see you. Mokes. I'm here. The generator is up and running, so I'm here for the launch. Apple juice and grilled cheese. Nice. That would go well with the popsicles that I like that I featured in our episode last week. We're all eating kids' food these days. East Coast of Canada is in the room. And I'm going to butcher your name, Ieniub. That was a pretty launch. It was, wasn't it? That was a pretty awesome launch. I enjoyed it. I'm glad I watched. I'm glad I participated and decided to watch this with you guys. What's up, Arm? Glad you made it on the Rumble chat, the Rumble rants. I had to do an old switcheroo last minute there because we were having stream key issues, but we're here and you're here. That's all that matters. Peeps is here too. Let's go doggo cam. I'll have to kick him out from behind the desk. There's his little squeak bone out there. I didn't even know that was there. Peeps, get up. Good boy. Good boy. Get your bone. Good boy. Get it. Say hello. Here, get Jeb. I got Jeb and Wilson again. Jeb and Wilson. Get Jeb. Go get him.
They took our jabs. They took your jabs.
They took your jab. Took your jab.
Durr. He took my derb. Took my derb. Okay, you can come back now, peeps. So those poofs you see there, those poofers. Hi, buddy. I know I made you get up. I'm so mean. That's the cool gas thrusters, the ACS system that helps push the rocket, Newton's third law. And those big waffle makers, those fly swatters on the left-hand side of your screen, those are the titanium grid fins. Once the booster re-enters the atmosphere, because they're going to reuse the booster, so they got to land it. Right now, it's still kind of floating in microgravity. But once it gets into the denser parts of the atmosphere, those fly swatters will start to twist and turn and steer the rocket toward the ship. Okay. Man, you can definitely see the frost on the hull of the first stage, can't you? It looks really white. It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, there we see the. Now you can kind of see the Earth. It's like it just appeared out of nowhere. So now we have the entry burn going on. Lit up a couple of those sea level. I keep wanting to say sea level vacuum, which is an oxymoron. Sea level Merlin engines. To slow it down so it doesn't like break apart as it reaches the denser parts of the atmosphere. And then we'll do one more burn for the landing. They'll just use one sea level engine for that landing, the center one. And they can get away with that because there's less fuel weighing the rocket down. When the rocket lifts off, the vast majority of the way, I don't want to give you a percentage, but it's like more than 70% of the rocket's weight is fuel at liftoff. It might be like 90%. I don't remember. Math isn't my strong suit. Hi, buddy. And there's the glowing pumpkin. Pumpkins. Where's old man Gib? Trinity Waters. Clouds were licked in style at launch. Weren't they? Weren't they, though? They were. Please get comfortable. There you go. Good boy. All right, we're going to turn the volume up a bit.
Stage 1 transonic.
Turn it up more once we get closer to landing here in a second. About 30
the first
seconds.
stage is transitioning through the speed of sound.
Flygrim is back
And
from
its next
Nazareth,
major
PA.
activity will be the landing burn.
Pennsylvania has been in the news quite a bit lately. Am I right? Big election coming up there. All right, let's turn it all the way up now. The reason I don't use the M key is because I'm always clicking on like OBS and I can't use the M key to mute it and unmute
Stage
it.
1 landing burn.
Look them clouds,
Starting
yeah.
from just a single Merlin vacuum engine.
Look out,
we'll
birds.
see landing leg deploy as well shortly. And also keep an ear out here for second stage engine
Stage
cutoff.
1 landing leg deploy.
To the left, to the left. Nice. They didn't even try to go for that drone ship footage.
Stage 1 landing confirmed.
There it is.
So with those two
Whoop,
callouts
there it
and a
is.
great shot from the drone ship, we've got confirmation of our second stage in the nominal orbit. And our first stage, Falcon 9, has landed, marking the
Man, she's rocking.
143rd landing of an orbital class rocket.
That drone ship is
Marks our
rocking on them
43rd
waves.
launch of 2022.
Booster's going to tip over from seasick. I hope
There were
it's
a couple
got
of
sea
call-outs
legs.
there as well for nominal orbit insertion, so that means that the second stage is right where we want it to be, carrying those 52 Starlink satellites. So with all of those confirmations, we're going to wrap up our launch coverage. If you're interested in following along, we'll have our nets live on YouTube, and be sure to check out our social media accounts for confirmation of Starlink deploy. Thanks a bunch for joining us this weekend, and we'll see you again real soon.
Cool. Exciting stuff. Are you excited, Jeb, as you're face down in the carpet? Oh, what do you guys got going on for your Saturday night? The lawyer wife and I are going to watch Top Gun down in the theater room. I've seen it. I saw it with my brother in theaters, but she has not seen it yet. And she got mad at me because I went and saw it without her when she was in Disney World. It's like, hey, you went to Disney World, all right? I'm going to go to the movies with my brother. She wasn't supposed to find out, but she did, and then I'm still hearing it. So we're going to watch that tonight. Maybe get some Taco Bell or something. But that was fun. That was a good time. I can't remember what the next launch is. Let me look really quick. What's the next launch? Is it crewed? It's not going to be SLS, that's for sure. Yeah, I think it's the best bet is another Starlink launch later this month. But then we got Crew 5 early October 3rd as of right meow. But yeah, I'm sure the next SpaceX launch is going to be a Starlink launch. And we'll do that one on the YouTubes. Unless it's like, well, what time is that one supposed to be? Unless it's at like 3 in the morning, then I'm not watching that one. It might not have a time yet. It's kind of far out. Yeah, there's no time for it yet. But it'll be from the East Coast. You like that movie? Yeah, it's so rare for a sequel to be better than the original. And I'm sorry, I think the sequel's better than the original. I really do. And I love the original. And I know I'm not the only one that thinks that way. You have to kind of like type out how I'm supposed to pronounce your name, bro. Aniub. I love Top Gun. How did I like it? Yeah. I just thought it was. I mean, think what you want about Tom Cruise personally, but professionally, the guy's a stud. Professionally speaking, as an actor, he's awesome. I like him as an actor. Lawyer wife can't stand him as an actor or as a person, but I mean, I at least like him as an actor. But she loves the first Top Gun, so she'll watch the second Top Gun. I mean, she won't admit it, but she does like some of his movies. I like a lot of his movies. I'm a big fan of his Mission Impossible series, some of his other ones. I loved him in Tropic Thunder. The lawyer wife gets mad because she's like, her argument is Tom Cruise, he acts the same in every movie he's in. And there's an argument to be made there. Yeah, you can't really, it's hard to argue against that. But the one movie that I always bring up to kind of like throw a wrench in her, or throw a stick in her spokes is Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder, because he's not the same character. It's like the only movie where he's radically different. And she's like, you can't. So whenever she's like, Tom Cruise is the same movie, there's the same actor in every movie, and she goes, you can't bring up Tropic Thunder. And I'm like, all right, so it ends the argument pretty quickly. It was just, I mean, Top Gun Maverick is just, I just love how like they shot it with real planes and the actors while they're on screen, going through the G's. Those are real G's. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Yeah, and that's true. He's an accomplished aviator. He even got his skydiving license a while back. He did that for like the 6th Mission Impossible. I can't remember what one they're on now. So I mean, he walks the walk, and maybe you can say maybe it's short man syndrome. He's trying to make up for other things, or maybe he went through a midlife crisis. But I mean, hey, the guy, he's a doer. He's a doer. He's even going to go to space, apparently. He was supposed to go on Axiom-1 originally, Axiom-1 with SpaceX and Dragon, but, then COVID hit and all that got switched around. So he still wants to go. I think I might even heard he bought a ticket like on Spaceship 2, but I can't. That might just me misremembering because my memory sucks. That might not be the case. But he's still planning on going for this International Space Station movie that he's going to be doing, whatever it is. When he was like booking the ticket, when he was looking to buy a ticket, or if he bought a ticket, I can't remember, for the Dragon mission to the space station, they haven't even written a script yet for the movie. They don't even know what the movie is going to be about. so quite the investment. But it's Tom Cruise, Even if the movie is a bomb, people are still going to watch it. Maverick is the best movie in recent memory. The new James Bond, I like the new James Bond as well. Those were like the only two good movies that I can think of really since COVID hit. I really can't think of many others. The new Doctor Strange movie was garbage. That was Doctor Strange 2 was the first movie I walked out of in decades. Like, I don't think I've walked out of a movie since like the early 2000s. Maybe Battleship Earth was the last movie I walked out of. So it's got like a movie's got to be really bad for me to be like, I'm out. Doctor Strange 2 was terrible. I actually like messaged AMC. I was like, hey, any chance I can get my money back for this one? And I've never done that before. Usually I just eat it and just like blame myself. But that one was so terrible. I was like, no, I feel like I was tricked. I was sold a false bill of goods. All right, well, I'm going to call it there, you guys, so I can get the wife and I some din-dins. Dogs are already ate because they're special. And then we're going to watch this thing. You guys have a nominal rest of the weekend, okay? Of course, don't do anything I would too. And until next week, Godspeed.